The story begins, and a group of young boys and girls arrive at a farmhouse to attend a party. The party is in full swing. Everyone is enjoying themselves. Suddenly, someone notices something in the cornfield. Some strange figures dressed like terrifying clown jokers. Each of them holds a different deadly weapon, and they start running rapidly toward the group. Panic breaks out, and everyone rushes to hide in an old nearby warehouse. But the clowns don't stop. They keep coming, and it now seems like everyone's lives are truly in danger. The main character of the story, Quinn, had recently moved to this small village due to her father, Dr. Glenn Maybrook's transfer. The village was a bit backward. Their house was big, but as soon as one entered, there was a strange, unpleasant smell inside. Worst of all, there was no mobile network, something that felt like being without oxygen for today's youth who rely on the internet. Quinn noticed a burned-down factory near the house. On its wall was a creepy clown painted. She felt there was some hidden story behind this place. The next morning, when Quinn was leaving, she met Ruston at the gate. He introduced himself as the neighbor, and they both went to school together. On her very first day, Quinn got lost and ended up being late. However, the teacher didn't say much. Some of the boys in the class were real pranksters, so much so that they printed the teacher's photo on paper as a joke. Angered, the teacher gave everyone a penalty test. These 5 boys and girls were known as the troublemakers in school. But Quinn began to enjoy their company. Quinn found out that a boy named the Deepening belonged to the richest family in town. His father was the village mayor and ran a corn business. The next day, the village held a corn festival, where a clown was worshipped as a holy symbol. But that same gang makes a video portraying the clown as a dangerous killer and uploads it on social media. That's when the real trouble begins. Quinn is eating at the only restaurant in the village with her father when Police Inspector Chef Dunn arrives and brings up the fire at the factory. Quinn's father is now the village's new doctor and is treating the injured. That notorious gang calls Quinn. The police warn her, "Stay away from them, dear." Quinn smiles and nods, but secretly leaves with the gang. They all sit in an abandoned factory and talk. Quinn asks about the fire at the factory. Cole says, "We were shooting a video when a wire short-circuited." People didn't believe them and labeled them as a bad gang of the village. During this, one gang member, Matt, goes outside to pee. Suddenly, everyone inside hears him scream. He stumbles back in, with his intestines hanging out of his stomach. Right in front of the friends, a scary clown appears, holding a hook in his hand. Quinn starts running in fear, but Cole catches her and, laughing, tells her it was all just a prank. It was their unique way of initiating Quinn into the gang. Quinn doesn't get too angry. In fact, she finds it kind of amusing. Later, Quinn and Cole sit alone and share things about their lives. This conversation deepens their friendship. After the party ends, Cole drives Quinn home. Before she gets out of the car, a moment of closeness develops between them. But just then, Cole's father, Dr. Maybrook, arrives and interrupts their meeting. When Quinn returns home, she gets into a huge argument with her father. Angry, she storms off to her room and, out of boredom, starts re-watching the video shot in the warehouse. That's when she notices a real clown hiding in a corner of one scene, silently watching them. Quinn immediately takes a screenshot and sends it to one of her gang friends, Tucker. Tucker is a bit shocked to see it. Just then, he receives a video message. It's footage of a clown standing outside his house. Tucker thinks someone is just playing a prank on him. He picks up a toy gun and steps outside to check, but finds nothing around. At the same time, he spots an old music box with a clown face inside his closet. It was the village's biggest festival today, Spring Days. The mayor and his wife arrive in grand royal style and kick off the parade. Everyone is happy, but suddenly a clown performer accidentally throws a flaming fireball onto a tractor full of corn. The tractor catches fire, and the clown effigy on it topples over. The entire atmosphere turns chaotic. At that moment, the police notice the same gang and, without asking anything, suspect them and take them to the station. After questioning, everyone is released. Outside the station, Maybrook sees his daughter Quinn and gets angry. He warns her that from now on, she is not to meet those troublemaking boys and will remain under house arrest. Meanwhile, Cole's friend Matt is working out at the gym. As he gets up, he notices a box placed beside him. It's the same clown music box. Matt picks it up and throws it straight into the trash can, then resumes his exercise. But as soon as he lifts the weights, an unknown hand grabs the barbell. Matt thought it was just another joke, but the clown decapitated Matt. separating his head from his body. Then we see the clown walking out of Matt's house with a suitcase. Meanwhile, Cole texts Queen, inviting her to the party. Queen is still locked inside her house, but when she sees her dad sleeping on the sofa, she quietly sneaks out and heads to the party. The party is full of energy and fun, boys and girls dancing all around in colorful outfits. But Cole is surprised that neither Tucker nor Matt has shown up. One of the girls in the gang, Janet, thinks maybe they're planning some surprise for the party. Cole feels a bit uneasy after sensing someone hiding in a corner, but reassures himself that it's probably just his imagination. Then, taking the stage as the host, he gives a speech. He says that this village is no longer stuck in old thinking. It's time for change. Instead of organizing the same boring parade every year, they should try something new, because the future belongs to their generation. When Cole finishes his speech, he and Queen hit the dance floor and dance with all their energy. A little later, Queen is standing alone outside with a bottle of alcohol, wondering what consequences she might face for sneaking out of the house. Suddenly, she hears a loud scream of a girl coming from the nearby fields. Queen sees a girl stumbling out, an arrow pierced in her back. Frightened, Queen is about to scream, but Ronnie covers her mouth. Ronnie says, "Oh, this must be another one of Tucker and Matt's pranks." They both approach the girl, thinking it's a joke. But then from the nearby field, a clown's severed head is thrown through the air and lands right in front of them. Janet laughs, picks up the fake head, and says, "Wow, this looks so real." Matt had created an amazing prop, but as soon as he threw the head towards Ronnie, a stream of blood shot out of it and lens close. Queen immediately checks the girl's pulse. She's dead. Now Ronnie panics. Terrified, he throws Matt's head away. Just then, a real clown appears in front of them with a bow and arrow. "Hey, is that our old friend?" they joke. But before the three of them could run back inside the house, the door was already locked from the inside. Now they had no other way to escape. At that moment, another boy named Rust arrives with a shotgun and fires directly at the clown. The clown drops right there. Janet immediately says, "Let's run from here. Let's inform the police." But Ron says, "It's too late now. All the car tires have been slashed. We're trapped in this place." Quinn suggests, "Why don't we take off his mask and see who it is?" But just as she tries to do that, more clowns start emerging from the fields behind them. They all run and hide inside a nearby warehouse. Meanwhile, Queen's father wakes up and realizes that Queen isn't home. He immediately takes the car and goes out to search for her. Inside the warehouse, everyone is trembling with fear. No network, no help. Ron only has 3 bullets left. As soon as one clown breaks the door, Ron fires 2 shots, leaving only 1 bullet. Cole and Ron start arguing about when and on whom the last bullet should be used. Queen notices a drainage pipe on the ground, which might lead them to an escape route. Meanwhile, Mebrook reaches near his clinic and sees that its glass is shattered. As soon as he enters, a clown sneaks up behind him and grabs him. In fact, the clown who was earlier injured by Ron's bullet has now come to the clinic for treatment. Another clown threatens Dr. Mebrook, saying, "If you don't treat him, your daughter will die." Mebrook suspects that Queen has been kidnapped. Frightened, he agrees and begins the treatment. Meanwhile, Queen and the rest of the group are trying to escape through the sewage line. Drone stays behind to set a trap. As soon as a clown enters the warehouse, a loud blast occurs. Some people manage to escape and save themselves. But at this moment, the remaining 4 are trying to save their own lives, leaving Ron behind. On the other side, the doctor is treating the injured clown. Suddenly, he hears voices on the clown's walkie-talkie. Mebrook lies and says he needs a lot of saline for the treatment, using it as an excuse to send the clown out of the room. Taking the opportunity, he quietly steals the walkie-talkie. Meanwhile, the 4 running away spot a police car. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's the same officer who already had suspicions about them. As soon as the sheriff sees Cole with a shotgun, he becomes alert. Without asking any questions, he handcuffs Cole and takes him into custody. Queen tries hard to explain, but the sheriff doesn't listen and drives off with Cole. The 3 girls are left alone in the fields. They decide to cross the fields and try to reach someone's house. But just then, a clown holding a chainsaw spots them and begins chasing them like prey. The 3 of them start running when suddenly another clown appears in front of them, this one holding a hammer. She changed direction and ran the other way, eventually hiding in an empty spot. They saw the clown slowly passing in front of them. Once again, they started running, but the one leading, Ronnie, ran straight into something, and that was the end of her. The remaining 2 girls ran back and entered an old mansion nearby. As soon as they got inside, they saw a clown sitting on a sofa, but he wasn't moving. When they went closer, they realized it was the same clown who had been injured in the explosion earlier. Meanwhile, the phone in the upstairs room started ringing. They thought they might be able to get help, but when they reached upstairs, they found an old landline phone, and they didn't know how to use it. Seeing no other option, they started heading back down. Just then, another clown appeared in front of them, holding a sharp weapon, and directly attacked Janet. That's when Quinn showed courage. She pulled the weapon out of her friend Janet's body and attacked the clown relentlessly. But Janet was already in a very critical condition. She died right there. Quinn had no time to mourn. Danger was still looming over her. She quickly grabbed the car keys and ran outside. Meanwhile, a doctor was operating on the injured clown. As soon as the other clown got distracted, Mebrooke picked up a knife lying nearby and stabbed it into his neck. Just then, he heard another voice over the walkie-talkie. Someone was saying, "Take the girl to the factory." Mebrooke became alert. Quinn finally found a car, but it had manual gears. She had never driven such a car before, so she was struggling to understand the gears. Just then, the clown with the saw appeared behind her again and slowly started moving toward her. Quinn was still trying to start the car, but time was slipping away. Eventually, the clown caught Quinn and took her to an old factory. There, a fat clown appeared in front of Quinn, and as soon as he removed his mask, it turned out to be Sheriff. After that, all the other clowns revealed their faces too. Among them was their school teacher, two old men from the village, and finally the village mayor, who turned out to be the mastermind behind it all. The mayor explained that he didn't want new ideas and the freedom of the younger generation to destroy the village's old traditions. That's why he had plotted to kill the youth one by one, so that the rest would remain silent out of fear. Then he pulled away a large curtain. Cole was hanging from the ceiling. The mayor wanted to frame Cole for all the murders and later stage it as a fake suicide. The clown couldn't believe what he was hearing. Just then, a loud noise echoed. Mebrooke's car crashed through the factory wall. Before the clown with the saw could attack, the car door hit him. Just as Sheriff was about to shoot Mebrooke, Quinn grabbed an electric rod nearby and shocked him. Sheriff fell down, but Mebrooke had already been shot. Even while falling, he shouted to Quinn, "Run, Quinn! There's still time!" The mayor still didn't give up. He ordered Sheriff to kill Quinn at any cost. Quinn ran and hid in a storeroom built in one corner of the factory. As soon as she entered, she saw a bunch of clown costumes hanging inside. The Queen quickly put on a costume and stood there like a clown. As soon as the sheriff arrived, the Queen suddenly attacked him. This time, the electric rod struck directly on his head, killing him instantly. Meanwhile, the mayor was scolding his son, Cole. "You are not worthy of being my son." That's when Cole realized that the fire at the factory had also been his father's doing, just to claim the insurance money. He took his car and fled, leaving his father to die. Just then, Mebrooke came running to Cole and grabbed the rope, holding him up. Suddenly, Ron, who wasn't actually dead, appeared and used his last bullet to shoot the rope. Cole fell to the ground but was safe. The Queen also came running back. All four supported each other and made their way out. And with this, the story ends here. Subscribe to this channel for more horror stories like this.